Good afternoon. My name is Bernardo Fontoura.
I'm Isabella.
I'm Arthur Schwartz Davi.
And I'm Maria Eduardo Figueiredo Grisard.
Freedom is something very common for us that live in a democratic country. It is the topic of the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. It is mentioned that all citizens should have the right of the freedom of speech, religion, opinion, and much more. Although it is written in the amendment that all of us should have the right to make choices and follow what we believe. But sometimes governments and even people don't respect this right, and this causes a lot of trouble in the population.
Have you ever imagined living without freedom? Not being able to express your opinion and say basically what you want is almost impossible. Freedom is something so useful and essential for all of us. But at the same time, it passes unnoticed during our daily life. We are so used to it. However, when you imagine living without freedom, you realize how important it is. The First Amendment is so simple, but it has deeper meanings and interpretations that are so essential in the functioning of the society. For example, if the government is doing something that is not pleasing you, you have the right to express your opinion or gather up in groups. With this right, we have power over the choices the government makes, which have a direct effect in our lives. The right of get together in groups with common interests make we look for improvements in the quality of life of everyone. By gathering and talking freely with different people, exchanging concepts and ideas. These amendments and the right that it brings are so wonderful, but sometimes some problem appears.
A recent event that illustrates how relevant and how important this amendment is for today's society is Donald Trump's decision to ban the Muslim immigration in the American country. After a series of attacks made mainly by Muslims with terrorist intentions, the Republican presidential frontrunner Donald Trump had decided to propose a stop and a prohibition of the Muslim entrance in the American territory. Even though his intentions, protecting the American society lives, were good, he is based on a stereotype that every Muslim is a terrorist. We can see in this graph that how important Muslim immigration is for the country. And we can see that an extremely small percentage of these Muslims are actual terrorists. And there are even some people who are not Muslims but are terrorists. If we consider this, like a lot of Muslims that are completely innocent are being blamed and punished by the crimes of others. And if you think about it, it's the same thing as blaming and punishing every single white American for the atrocities committed by the Ku Klux Klan members. And we can see this makes sense. This amendment was written several hundreds of years ago, but it is still relevant, important, but still disrespected today.
However, these problems with the Constitution aren't always easy to be seen. Sometimes they are hidden under the wings of the society, and only a critical evaluation of the society can help the understanding of it. The alienation that society has been suffering just helps to increase the difficulty to perceive and analyze these problems. An example almost invisible of this is the social media. In the last years, technology suffered a huge advancements, surpassing the society's life and making everyone dependent of it. With the technology rise, social media also took place in citizens' routine, making a huge part of them to become subordinate to it. The problem is that in the virtual world, people are always trying to be better than the others and always trying to be the most famous and popular. The way that people see social media is a competition who is going to get more likes or followers. It takes out people's freedom of being who they simply are and it also helps to increase the alienation. In an alienated society, people doesn't see what has to be changed and doesn't realize that sometimes they are not having the rights. With an alienated society, it's harder to people fight for their freedom.
The first thing founding fathers thought about was to ensure people they have their rights and their respect. As the years passed, people in power realized that these rights could be ignored. So they started doing this, even though it isn't that easy. No one is so blind that can't see people around them is being disrespected. As long as they have their own rights, they don't care. They feel superior to the others in this competition, taking advantage of the society. Thank you for your attention.